Так, ну что, продолжим играть в вампира. Так, сейчас буквально минуту. Пойдем в путь. Так. Погнали. Так. Кровавый след. Еще на какую кнопку вспомнить. Угу. Это ясно. Что я джойстик подрубил. Попробовать джойстик. Что у нас? Так, о, карта. Так, стоп. Положение игрока, основное задание. Так, откуда я пришел? Пойдем. Наверное, непривычно. Подворот так, сейчас джойстик отрубим, чтобы не мешался. Найти поблизости врагов и увидеть в досье. Я понял. Короче, по хардкору красный. Я вас понял. Как мне его? Steady, boys! We've got one of them! Бля, это шутка за пистолет пулемет. Оружие дальнего боя. Кто-то тут уронил наш товарищ. Так. Ничего интересного, да? Ты обращаешься, да? There's one of them vermin. Ты не залить. Все, оставим, парень. Так. Хлебнуть надо. Стой, а как там? А, да, понятно. Так. Здесь нам ловить нечего. Капутался. Патроны. Только Я не понял. Сейчас, секунду. Игровой процесс, управление. Нет. Нет. Вот это не то. Мне не нужен джойстик. Ладно, походу дело. Буду разбираться. Ничего ставить нельзя, да? Тоже кретенький был парень. Ага. Блин, я забыл, как там у меня было. Ладно. Убежище очередное. Тут трупик. Что это мы уже не шмонаем? Так, лекарство. Угу. Я понял. Стоп. Бляха-муха, да почему он не это? Не. Так, что у нас по очкам? Ага, отсюда 20. Что я хотел? На что? Нет. Нет. Ну и все на этом. На этом все закончилось.
Fresh blood. The whole building reeks of it. The scent is so strong it makes me dizzy.
Так, что здесь БС 8 видео? Это все можно отразить удар.
This place reeks of bloodshed.
I had a drink outside tonight already and it did not quench my thirst.
This creature is bedeviled. I must put it down.
Ты что за хрен? Бля, иди ты нахер. Да я чмо. Что это я вам говорю? Не могу. Пить. Ты какой-то бешеный. Все, обоссал.
William, please, stop.
Раковину смотри.
William was an honorable man. I could have saved him.
Mr. Hampton, are you in there?
We knew him well, another lost soul, a kindred
Sir,
spirit.
listen to the sound of my voice. I'm a doctor. You're suffering from shock.
I must return to my flock. They'll stray without me.
Верный парень.
Remember, certain skulls are every bit as resistant as we are.
Who are you? What do you mean by scowl?
You truly are a newborn. I should have realized.
Wait. You are the woman from the bar. Are you like me? Can you help me?
I believe, sir, I already have.
Какая тёлка. Священник нарвался еще на неприятность.
By George and the Saints, you've solved the mystery of these terrible murders. Patience, good fellows, I've come to offer help. Just give me a moment to secure my boat, and we can leave this awful place.
William was not the evil man they claimed. He was just taken by the thirst. He needed his drink.
This man requires medical attention. We'll see he gets to the nearest hospital.
No, please, I must tend to my fold. My flock needs me.
There, sir. Go with the good Dr. Swansea. He's resourceful, and I'm sure he'll take good care of you.
You'd best come as well. The sun is soon to rise, and you'll need a place to rest.
I just need a moment. If I can learn something about what has happened to William, I'll be a step closer to understanding what happened to me.
Ну что, давайте жалобу.
This poor creature can't be my maker. Could it be some subspecies of vampire?
Да, он тут просто все.
I must find a place to analyze the blood.
Да что тут? Все, вот, поехал. Давай, док, нажми лептоп. А куда этот? Нормально все.
Where are we headed?
We're on our way to the Pembroke Hospital. It's just across the canal. They'll have a bed for poor Mr. Hampton.
William was... What manner of creature was he?
Predator, prey, villain, and victim. Who can say? The important thing is that he's been stopped.
Duly noted. And the woman? What... Who is she?
What woman?
Oh, don't play me for a fool. You used me to locate that skull. You must know who she is.
And I thought you a gentleman. You shouldn't talk about a lady behind her back, but I will tell you she values her privacy. Were London as peaceful as she appears from the middle of the canal? If only that were the reality of the situation.
To be honest, I've always tried to avoid this part of town.
Pembroke Hospital is the last bastion between the rest of London and the epidemic. The flu has decimated the East End and the war still rages. Welcome to the front lines of a plague.
This is where you work, Dr. Swansea?
I am the administrator of Pembroke Hospital.
I thought you were here in service of your mysterious order, the Brotherhood of...
Of St. Paul's Stole, yes. But first and foremost, I'm a man of science. A physician, like yourself. Dr. Reed.
How do you know who I am?
No need for modesty. You are Dr. Jonathan Reed, a surgeon of some caliber and renown, if I'm not mistaken.
You are correct, sir.
I knew it! I had my suspicions. But when you took the blood sample from the corpse of poor William, I was certain. Dr. Reed. Marvelous.
Have we met?
I attended 3 of your seminars before the war. I have the utmost admiration for your research. And what a turn of fate. England's most esteemed blood specialist returns to London a vampire.
That word, again. From a so-called man of science.
I understand. Traditionally, the role of science is to refute myth, but when myth walks among us, the Brotherhood of St. Paul has dedicated its purpose to their study. There's so much for you to learn.
Of that, you are right.
Well, then let me be blunt. Join my staff at Pembroke Hospital. As a physician. I suspect you'll not find a better post of employment to contemplate your predicament.
This is sudden. I was returning home to see my sickly mother. But alas, that was before contracting this affliction.
Dr. Reed, take a moment to consider. The post would be for the night shift, providing a good explanation for your absence during daylight hours. You'll be adequately reimbursed and have a place to hide. I even had the forethought to bring some clean clothes. So, what do you say?
Да, надо соглашаться.
It seems I have little choice, but yours is a generous offer, so I thank you.
Brilliant! Oh, Jonathan, this is one for the book, and the beginning of a beautiful friendship.
По-братски помог мне такой красавчик. Но только как ни крути, мы будем стремиться к плохой концовке.
Dr. Swansea, thank goodness. I was beginning to be concerned.
Worry no more, Nurse Crane, for I bring good news.
Oh, Doctor, what a night. We lost 2 more patients. Nurse Scow said she couldn't take it anymore and resigned.
Yes, well, I'll make a new rota in the morning. In the meantime, find a good bed for Mr. Hampton. Be sure to pay attention to his needs.
Of course, Doctor.
Oh, and Dorothy,
Yes, Doctor?
Dr. Reed here has just returned from the front. He served King and Country and will be joining us here at Pembroke. We're very lucky to have gained a surgeon of his talent, and one so experienced in blood transfusions.
That is good news indeed, Doctor.
Oh, yes. Here at Pembroke, it's not what we have, but what we haven't. It's only thanks to Nurse Crane and the staff that our ship doesn't sink. If you have any questions, just ask her.
Duly noted. Thank you.
Your assistance is required, Dr. Swansea,
Welcome
immediately.
aboard, Jonathan. We'll catch up after my rounds. Coming, Nurse Crane. I'm coming.
Ну, хоть шмотки новые. Теперь порядочный человек. Прости, но не скрою, как туда попасть.
It's okay, Jonathan. I'll see you later.
Закрыто.
Come on, you bastard! You can eat now! It's my turn!
Rotten or pristine, each heart contains the seeds of life. Drink at this river, dry it all.
Oh, come on, you bastard! I won't bite!
Sir, please. You've lost too much blood. Calm yourself.
You think I didn't notice? Stop your staring and get me to an hospital, you arse!
Insult me again and I'll put an end to your misery right now.
Alright, sorry. I am in pain here. Me guts are spilling out onto the street and you're yabbering on.
Yes. That's a very nasty wound you've got there. Take my word, I am a doctor. Dr. Jonathan Reed.
Name's Clay Cox. I'd appreciate you helping me to a better place, Doc.
Follow me, Mr. Cox. Let me assist you to that better place.
Bring this fading light into the shadows. Dance with him the dance of life and death.
In the back, you bastard! Didn't have the guts to fight me. Fuck you. I'll kill you. I'll kill you.
To taste a life, to embrace its most intimate secrets. Such a burden, such a divine sin.
Doctor, where have you been? I've little time to play hide and seek with new staff members, no matter how illustrious they may be.
I apologize, nurse. I needed some time to myself. This has been the longest and strangest night of my life.
You delivered poor Mr. Hampton from a terrible fate. The means to that end should be of little concern, Doctor.
Thank you, nurse. What can I do for you?
Dr. Swansea insisted we provide you a quiet office. You'll find it on the second floor with your name on the door.
Thank you. Nurse Crane, isn't it?
Yes, Dorothy Crane. Welcome to Pembroke Hospital, Dr. Reed. Your office has been prepared.
Thank you, Nurse Crane.
Второй этаж. Погнали.
Dr. Swansea is right. This place seems perfect to conduct my research.
Так. Теперь самое простое найти.
Not now.
Опять не могу.
This must be the place. It's definitely away from prying eyes. Relegated to the shadows. A kingdom of my own. At least I won't be sleeping in a coffin.
Чувство юмора не потерял.
The flower's dying. It needs water.
Сейчас я сразу по кабинету прошмыну.
William Bishop's blood is much more unstable than human blood and shows extensive mutation. But this is not what happened to me. I must keep on searching. The sun is about to rise. I can feel it. I'll continue tomorrow night. I have so much time now.
О, у нас куча очков. Так. Мне надо больше жизни. Это уже 600 стоит. Это многовато. Так, ладно, где-то. Это я. Эту. Так. Угу. Косарь.
If I'm to stay here until my research is complete, I'd better learn to hide my true nature from the mortals.
Видео записывал. Что такое?
But what about my thirst for blood?
I not want to make wait, Doctor, and patients
Угу. Да. Ванны посмотри. Так. Нет, это сверху. Еще какое-то было на втором этаже.
Hurry now.
Yes, Nurse Crane? How can I help you?
I'm so sorry. I know Dr. Swansea wanted you to rest, but we have somewhat of a crisis.
A crisis, you say?
Our supply of antiseptics is nearly depleted. I was hoping there was another box up here, but...
What type of hospital are you running? No antiseptics?
You have been away too long, Doctor. With the war and now this epidemic, supplies have been running scarce for months now.
I may have a solution. In France, during the war, drugs shortage was a daily problem, and we had to use our wits to overcome the shortages.
However do you mean?
If combined correctly, certain household chemical products can be used in a pinch instead. Now, where's the hospital storeroom?
The storeroom? Fat chance. This is the Pembroke, and space is luxury we don't have. Everything used to be stored in the old morgue.
Perhaps I should look there first. Where is this
Да не, мне
morgue?
просто
It's the large building behind the hospital.
сотка.
You'll need to go in the back door because it's been sealed off for sanitary reasons. Take this key. It opens a small back entrance at the end of a narrow street.
The abandoned morgue behind the hospital. A small door at the end of a narrow street. On my way then. Thank you, nurse. It's locked, all right.
Ладно.
Scowl voices in the garden. I should investigate. If they were to...
Сейчас будем мутить, короче. Лекарство. Так. Странно, что в заброшенном море горят свечи и свет. Это не есть гуд. Значит, не такой уж он заброшенный. Что эти звуки? Так, ищем. Найти полезные ингредиенты.
It's locked.
Это что, на улицу, что ли? Что-то как-то не пахнет полезными ингредиентами. Ах ты животное, блядь.
Behavior is similar to the infected William Bishop. Must be the same strain. This sickness moves faster than influenza.
Волки, кого тут сожрали, какую-то беднягу. Закрыто.
It's locked, all right.
Закрыто. О. Что-то ништячки какие-то.
This key will surely grant me access to the basement.
Сейчас в подвале какой-нибудь Big Boss будет обычно. Классика жанра. А на этом я тут, я еще не испытывал выносливости малого. Жопу, хрен моржовый. Ништяк. Так. Показывает один на этаже.
Balls of Mars, fortifiers. As popular as they are ineffective. But they do contain iron tartrate, and that might prove itself useful.
Так, а это подвал. Воу. Это что за хрень? О, это уже двое, опасно.
These skulls feed on corpses and the husks of animals. They're not after blood.
Я посмотрю. Так. Так, вот, лично наше взаимодействие. Навыки. Z. Так, C и Z. C и Z. C и Z. C и Z. Пробел уклонения. Отлично. Так, далее еще у нас что? Идем. Вкусно. Бляха-муха. Выносливость кончилась. Подожди, чувак.
Mr. Connor's injuries don't match the report. I'd better look into this. It's locked, all right. It's locked. All right.
Так, стопы. Оружие. Как поменять оружие? Так, ясно. Блин, да что хоть такое? ТК. Z. С. С и Z. Но они не работают почему-то. Потому что. Ну а почему я не могу его взять? А, во. Короче, еще ничего не прокачиваю. Бляха-муха. А как поменять? Это... А, о, все, я допетрил. Дошло до дурака. Ясно, все ясно. Ну где вы, черти? Мощный. Бля, да ты чё? Бля, вот это вот их не попал. Что это такое вообще? Ты жульничаешь, да? Да, куда? Куда выносливости вообще не хватает.
These skulls can be so ferocious. I'm not sure I can defeat them without becoming stronger. To drink blood is so tempting.
Так. Ладно, сейчас давай тут шманаем. Блин, этот чертила меня чуть не угандошил.
Sodium hypochlorite. Dangerous to administer, but efficient in the proper dosage.
Так. Сейчас, секундочку. Квасочку сейчас. Так. Ну все. Или тут выйти можно. Выхода тут нету, до другого. Ну, так, нам по прямой. Ты чё? Да как? 5:25. Почему он не изменяет? Так, окей, ладно. Надо съезжать, нужно садиться, ходить. Так, а где вход у нас?
Scowl voices in the garden. I should investigate. If they were to find somebody.
Сейчас мандюли отвешивают мне. Подвал. Хорошо, пацаны, аниме. Ты шо, блин? Эй, парень. Больно. Ты чё? Ой, как уже удобно. Вот именно меня уничтожили. Не просто убили, а уничтожили. Это засатый бичара. Как же тяжело здесь с управлением на клавиатуре. Так, выяснить. Чё ты сразу стреляешь, придурочный? Ладно. Помойки покопаться. Ну давайте. Масло, винт. Опять этот сад, да? Помойка. Припухли, ребята. Понятно. Теперь ты меня будешь мудохать, да? Занос. Сыворотка нужна. Бегом, бегом, бегом.
Finally, you've returned, Doctor. Did you find anything of value?
Yes, nurse.
You've worked your first miracle, Doctor. Now, this patient here needs immediate treatment.
Duty calls. When the storm has passed, I'll show you how to mix the remedy yourself with the same basic ingredients.
Many thanks, Doctor. When you've finished, you ought to report to Dr. Swansea in his office. He's been looking for you. Seemed pressing.
Good evening,
Like
sir.
a book.
Doctor.
I never could keep anything from her.
Так, я вас понял. Ну, там что-то есть. Так, что там, братишка?
You always knew the words to calm the children, Ellen. We may lack the resources. But we have some of the most brilliant minds in London at Pembroke.
На каком вы же, да? Ну,
Good evening, Doctor. I believe we're going to be working together.
Dr. Reed. Dr. Swansea informed us of your arrival, but I could not dare to believe we'd have such good fortune. Such an honor, sir.
Thank you. And you are?
I am Thoreau Strickland, Dr. Thoreau Strickland. I'm a great admirer of your work, Dr. Reed.
заражен.
Please, could you tell me something about yourself?
I'm a great admirer of your work concerning blood transfusion, Dr. Reed. I run my own experiments. I'm convinced it's the future.
What made you choose to be a doctor?
I'm not ashamed to admit you and your work have inspired me. I am honored to have the opportunity to work by your side.
It's always a pleasure to share scientific and medical knowledge with someone eager to learn. I'll be glad to help you if I can.
This epidemic may be the century's most terrible disaster, but I'm convinced that we, as doctors, are the only ones able to defeat it.
I based my technique on my mentor's research. He helped me perfect my method. What is yours?
I'd rather not talk about it. For now, it's just theories and first approach. My process is purely experimental and unsuccessful.
As long as you're cautious and methodical, you may remain empty-handed, but you won't fail.
You're not the first one to warn me, but I am convinced knowledge is the main weapon against the ravages of this epidemic.
What can you tell me about the Pembroke?
Well, it has always been an honor to work with Dr. Swansea. But with your arrival, I can't think of a better opportunity to learn about blood transfusion.
Do you need help with anything in particular?
Well, yes, maybe. I'm waiting for a batch of products I ordered for my personal research, yet my supplier seems to have vanished.
Do you want me to play the errand boy for you?
Oh no, Dr. Reed. But if you went personally to his shop, what with your reputation and all, he wouldn't dare to refuse the products I need.
I see. Well, give me the address, for I may pass by if I have time.
Еще и шестерить.
You seem quite optimistic. It's a rare and precious attitude in these difficult times.
I'm convinced that this epidemic is a test of endurance and dedication for us men of science.
Questions remain about our capacity to resolve the situation.
True. Last summer, during the first wave of the epidemic, I used to joke with Milton about the extra work. We're not smiling now.
Tell me more about your willingness to experiment with new medical techniques.
Harvey Fiddick is a patient suffering from a severe injury that could cripple him if not treated correctly. I'm convinced your blood transfusion technique could help him.
What is it you really want? To save him, or to prove your point?
Fair question. I want nothing but to save my patient, Dr. Reed. Especially since I know Mr. Fiddick's story.
Tell me Mr. Fiddick's story.
Our first diagnosis was compromised because Mr. Fiddick lied to us about the real origin of his injury. He first claimed it was an accident.
But why would he hide such crucial information from us?
Because he is a proud father, ashamed of putting his children at risk because of his own negligence.
This personal involvement could also appear to be a lack of impartiality. You must know that a good surgeon must remain neutral.
I agree. But that does not excuse Dr. Ackroyd's behavior. A man who did not even take time to converse with his patient.
Do you think keeping his distance was a mistake?
All I know is that I'm taking care of human beings with desires, hopes, and fears. Not some biological machine comprised of blood, bones, and flesh.
Выдавил из чувака все, что мог.
Goodbye, Dr. Strickland.
Еще и задание.
Please, Jonathan, come in. Fascinating, is it not? In the last decade, so many mysteries have been brought to light with our microscopes. The human body, biology's penultimate frontier. The more we explore its boundaries, the less we're able to trace a clear line between life and death. You, my friend, have a foot in both countries. The view must be vertiginous.
It's at least as vertiginous as chatting about vampires with you, I would say.
This must be all so new to you. This area of town, the hospital, a brand new life. How stimulating it must be.
I wish I could share your enthusiasm, Dr. Swansea. But my condition defies scientific categorization. Undead? Unalive? Immortality defies logic.
I cannot express my thrill at this serendipitous turn of events. The world's most eminent specialist in blood transfusions, a vampire. One might say a gift from heaven.
There is an absurd poetry to my situation. Physician, heal thyself.
Forgive me. I've been an admirer of your work for a long time, and now you are so much more than a brilliant physician. And please, call me Edgar.
There is no need to apologize, Edgar. You offered me sanctuary when I had none.
Very well. I have a task for you, Jonathan. Something that will require all your newfound skills.
Please, go on.
The Pembroke only survives through the generosity of our benefactors. Unfortunately, our main donor has found herself in a bit of a bind. Now, if you could help her out...
A spokesman or politician is what you need. That's not my calling. And until I come to understand what has happened to me, I require discretion.
Discretion is in order, Jonathan. Lady Ashbury has recently received rather indelicate correspondence that, if revealed, would jeopardize her position.
And you would like me to eradicate this threat?
By the stole, of course not. I would just like you to pay her a visit. Her ladyship is certainly near the tents outside, tending the sick. You can't miss her. Look for someone impossibly delicate.
Accepted. I'll see what kind of trouble Lady Ashbury is in.
Ну вот начинается порча сюжета. Начинает. Пойди туда, принеси то. Вот она.
The flu took my dear wife, Emily. I take comfort knowing we'll soon be together again.
Mr. Rainfield, that's no way to talk. You're in good hands here, and we'll be up again soon enough. Now do me a kindness and get some sleep. I'll be back round later.
Your words are kind, the blessings of an angel. You're the sweet, sweet lady of mercy.
Good evening, Dr. Reed. It's a pleasure to see you again. You seem surprised. Dr. Swansea has brought me up to speed concerning your recent appointment to Pembroke Hospital.
You're a the lady who saved me that night, before vanishing into thin air. I remember you from the pub with Dr. Swansea.
Indeed. Allow me to introduce myself formally this time. My name is Lady Ashbury. I remember you well, in spite of the brevity of our encounter.
Apologies. You've taken me by surprise. I'm very happy to see you.
The pleasure is mine, Doctor.
I hope you're more disposed to answer my questions now.
You must have countless questions, but our rather urgent matter first. Swansea has explained. My cover, if you prefer, has been compromised.
Ну, конечно, у него выбора не оставляет.
Dr. Swansea has commissioned me to be your agent in this matter. You could start by explaining what's amiss.
These past insufferable weeks, I've been the victim of extortion. I've made a first payment, but the blackmailer grows greedy. I must refuse his most recent demands.
Who would be so foolish as to threaten you? A kindred spirit.
Even if it were the case, and I highly doubt it, a vampire would have asked for something more valuable than money. My suspicions lean toward a patient or their family.
Please continue. Every detail is essential. I'm your man.
My embarrassment in this matter is eclipsed only by my shame at having put the hospital at risk. The threat from our anonymous scoundrel is clear. A list of dates. My visits coinciding with the dates of suspicious patient deaths due to massive blood loss.
Is it true?
Now aren't you the blunt one?
We both are afflicted with a thirst for blood, Lady Ashbury. That is our nature. By vocation, we also have reason to visit the hospital. Logic dictates.
In all honesty, I'm not simply a patron to the hospital. My visits serve a dual purpose. Dr. Swansea has been treating my condition with a revolutionary technique of blood transfusion. It seems you are a specialist in the domain.
I'll take care of it. Do you know where I should start?
Короче,
If that was the case, I'd settle the matter myself. You could talk to our local gossip, Harriet Jones. Not a pin drops here without her hearing about it.
I'll meet that woman now.
My life, as others know, is in your hands, Dr. Reed. I'm sure of your discretion, but I do fear your powers of persuasion will be put to the test. When this is resolved, I'll be your obligé. I'll answer all questions in regards of your condition.
What is this? Who are you? Get out of my room.
There's no need for alarm, madam. I'm Dr. Reed, the new surgeon.
Preposterous. Dr. Reed, you say? I don't want some bumbling intern. Where's Dr. Swansea?
Please, calm down, madam. I assure you that I am highly qualified. I'm just back from war duty.
How brave. Threatening an old defenseless woman. You know how long I've been a patient here? You've picked the wrong fight. I'm Harriet Jones.
Harriet Jones? Indeed. I've been meaning to have a chat with you. You know what goes on here better than any other patient, I gather.
Oh, better than any patient, nurse or doctor. I've seen so many vile undertakings.
I heard there have been some despicable goings-on. Was there a case of blackmail?
Blackmail? Wait. You're investigating something. This isn't a social call. One of those incompetent cunts slit a poor sod's vein.
I assure you, madam, this is not an investigation into a possible medical error.
Debauchery, then? Nurses Crane, Hawkins, Brannigans, whores, all of them. They can't keep their legs shut. I've seen them scratching slutty sores.
Really? Well, if you have irrefutable proof, I'll not have the staff behaving in such a manner here.
This is your business, Doctor, not mine. But I swear one of the nurses is cavorting with some man on hospital hours.
Thank you for your time, Miss Jones. You've given me something to go on. See you on the next round. The patients and staff might know something. I'll start my investigation with them.
Чё за дела? Ну и что это за приколюха такая? Что пригорит? И где мне ее искать?
If only there were more of us, with less resignation and more determination.
I know I can count on it. I wish I could say the same to the others.
You look exhausted. You're pushing yourself too hard.
And I thought last summer's epidemic was different.
But the suffering continues.
Good evening, nurse.
Good evening, Doctor. I don't think we've been introduced yet. My name is Pippa Hawkins.
And I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed. Dr. Swansea has recently offered me a position in this hospital.
Well, it's a euphemism that your help will be appreciated, Doctor.
What can you tell me about the strange man visiting one of the nurses during her shift?
Let me guess. You spoke with that old shrew, Harriet Jones. Do not pay attention to her, Doctor. She's full of fanciful tales.
She could have been telling the truth about the mysterious man.
That old witch will end up in hell soon enough. Who cares if the nurse finds some happiness where she can?
No matter how you feel about her, Miss Jones deserves our help.
Who says I don't care for her? Hate is what keeps that old crone alive.
Ты чё, коза?
What can you tell me about the strange man visiting one of the nurses during her shift?
Let me guess. You spoke with that old shrew, Harriet Jones. Do not pay attention to her, Doctor. She's full of fanciful tales.
Goodbye, Nurse Hawkins.
Так, одна где-то в подвале скрывается. Где мне тут что-то не
No decency! All liars and thieves!
Fear and disgust on every street corner.
Такая истина.
Good evening, nurse. I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed, the new surgeon here at the Pembroke.
Dr. Swansea has already told us about you, sir.
Oh,
I'm Nurse Gwyneth Brannigan. Welcome to the Pembroke Hospital.
Did he really? It's a good thing I wasn't hoping to keep a low profile.
All members of staff have already read about your new blood transfusion technique. Dr. Swansea made sure of that.
I see. Well, I'm a little surprised, but I suppose I'll just have to deal with this unexpected notoriety.
You must know, blood transfusions are Dr. Swansea's primary subject of research. He is convinced it is the future.
Have you seen a strange man visiting any of the nurses here?
I've never heard of such a thing, Doctor.
Do you know if any of the hospital staff have criminal backgrounds?
The people who work here all come from very different backgrounds, Doctor. Just like the patients.
Goodbye, nurse. Call me if you need assistance.
Так, где у нас последний? Последний где-то внизу. Я не знаю.
Don't worry, we're safe. Don't worry, we're safe.
You're sure you don't come back with me?
Nah, I have to see someone at the hospital.
Be careful. You look so bad they may keep you as a patient.
Fuck 'em. I don't like hospitals. Or doctors.
Well then, when you go back to Whitechapel, you may find this useful.
What is it?
Вот ты испалилась.
A pass for a free medical exam by the best nurse available. Just read it.
I don't read well, but thank you, I guess.
Попался, братишка. Блин, играл 17-го года физика, тут просто жесть. Сейф-зона. Наверное, вот это сейф-зона. Ой, потому что надо заканчивать на сегодня. Ну да, это сейф-зона была. Ладно. Спасибо, что смотрели. Ставьте лайки, подписывайтесь на канал. Будем продолжать в том же духе. То я что-то сегодня уже все вырубаюсь. Всем спасибо, всем пока.